since you were a child. And somewhere deep in that jungle, there's a creature. It has your voice, your face, your memories, and it's been hunting you your entire life. Every time your boss criticizes you and you can't breathe, that's the creature. Every time your partner says, "We need to talk," and panic floods your body, that's the creature. Every time you see someone living the life you want and rage burns in your chest, that is the creature. You think it's out there, in other people, in circumstances, in bad luck. But what I'm about to show you in the next 15 minutes will shatter that illusion. Because that creature, it is you. The part you buried alive years ago. And it's starving.
The question isn't whether you're brave enough to look.
The question is, are you ready to jump? Welcome to the jungle. Your jungle. Let's go meet what you've been running from. So you stand up from that pool, disturbed, angry, confused. And you start walking faster, trying to get away from what you just saw. That's when you feel it. Something wraps around your ankle. Snap. Vines. They're pulling you up, and the more you fight, the tighter they squeeze. You're hanging upside down now, and all you can think is, how did I not see this trap? But you did see it. You've walked into this exact trap 100 times before. This is your pattern. This is why you keep dating the same type of person with a different face. Why you keep getting the same type of boss in different companies. Why the same conflicts keep showing up in different relationships. You think it's bad luck. It's not. Your unconscious mind is designed to seek out what's familiar. And if you grew up with a critical parent, your brain learned, criticism equals love. So now, you unconsciously choose partners who criticize you, because it feels like home. If you grew up having to earn attention, you unconsciously choose people who are emotionally unavailable, because the chase feels like love. If you grew up being abandoned, you unconsciously push people away before they can leave you first, because control feels safer than vulnerability. The vines aren't the other people. The vines are your unhealed wounds pulling you toward the same pain over and over again. I dated the same girl for 5 years. Different names, different faces, but the same girl. Emotionally unavailable. Kept me at arm's length. Made me feel like I had to prove I was worth loving. And I was so angry at them. Like they were doing this to me. Until I realized I was choosing them. Because my mom was emotionally distant. And my child brain learned, if I just try hard enough, if I'm just good enough, she'll finally see me. So I spent my 20s trying to make emotionally unavailable women see me. Not because they were bad people, but because I was trying to heal a 30-year-old wound with people who never asked to be my therapist. The jungle knew what I didn't. I wasn't trapped by them. I was trapped by me. So how do you get out of the vines? How do you stop repeating these patterns? Most people try to cut the vines. They break up, quit the job, cut off the friend. And then, they walk right into the same trap 6 months later, because they never dealt with the root system. In the next scene, I'm taking you underground, to the place where your deepest wound lives, the one you've spent your whole life running from. This is the part most people can't handle, but you're still here. So let's go deeper. So how do you get out of the vines? How do you stop repeating these patterns? Most people try to cut the vines. They break up, quit the job, cut off the friend. And then, they walk right into the same trap 6 months later, because they never dealt with the root system. In the next scene, I'm taking you underground, to the place where your deepest wound lives, the one you've spent your whole life running from. This is the part most people can't handle, but you're still here. So let's go deeper. You finally break free from the vines. Your body is scratched, bleeding, exhausted. And you see it, a cave entrance. Something in you knows you need to go in, even though every survival instinct is screaming run. You step inside. It's dark, cold, and then you hear it. Voices, echoing from deep in the cave. You're too much. You're not enough. Who do you think you are? You'll never be like them. Everyone leaves eventually. You're unlovable. These aren't random voices. These are your voices. The ones you've been carrying since childhood. The ones that play on repeat in your head at 3 a.m. The ones that sabotage you right when things start going well. And here's the thing nobody tells you. These voices aren't true. But they're real. They came from somewhere. A parent who was overwhelmed. A teacher who was having a bad day. a kid on the playground who was insecure, a breakup that happened at the wrong time. But your child brain doesn't understand context. Your child brain just absorbs, I am the problem. And now, 10, 20, 30 years later, you're still trying to prove that voice wrong. That's why you work 80 hours a week. That's why you need everyone to like you. That's why you can't handle criticism. That's why you self-sabotage when things get too good. Because deep down, there's a part of you that still believes, I don't deserve this. My voice said, you're too sensitive. Be tougher. So I became cold. I built walls. I mocked people who cried. I called empathy weakness. And guess who I attracted? Cold people. Emotionally unavailable people. People who confirmed what I was trying to prove, that feelings are dangerous. Until I realized the person I hated most was me, the sensitive kid I used to be. And I was projecting that hatred onto everyone who reminded me of him. So here's where most people quit this journey. Because the next part requires you to do the scariest thing possible. Face yourself. Not the version you show Instagram. Not the version you tell your therapist. The real you. The messy, contradictory, wounded, beautiful you. In the final scene, I'm going to show you how to integrate your shadow. How to become whole. How to finally, stop being triggered by everyone around you. But I need you to make a choice right now. Do you want to keep pretending? Or do you want to be free? Stay with me. We are almost there. You walk deeper into that cave. Through every echo. Through every painful memory. Through every version of yourself you've tried to kill. And then, light. You step out the other side, and you're in a clearing. The jungle is still there, the vines, the predators, the darkness. But now you can see it clearly. And here's the paradox that will save your life. You don't become untouchable by building armor. You become untouchable by becoming whole. When you stop running from your shadow, when you turn around and say, yes, I can be arrogant. Yes, I can be selfish. Yes, I have darkness. Something miraculous happens. Other people lose their power over you. That arrogant boss can't trigger you anymore because you've owned your arrogance. That narcissistic ex can't destroy you because you've admitted you're self-centered too sometimes. That controlling parent can't make you feel small because you've faced your OWN need for control. You integrate. You become whole. Not perfect, whole. And when you're whole, you can finally see other people clearly too. Not as villains in your story. Not as mirrors of your wounds. But as humans. Flawed, struggling, doing their best with their own unhealed trauma. This doesn't mean you accept toxic behavior. This doesn't mean you stay in harmful relationships. It means you can leave without hatred. You can set boundaries without resentment. You can say this isn't working without making them the enemy. Because you understand. Hurt people hurt people. And you've been hurt too. I'm not friends with that guy anymore, the one who only talked about himself. But I don't hate him. Because I understand him now. He's doing what I did, using conversation to avoid feeling the emptiness inside. I have compassion for him. And I have boundaries with him. That's the difference. So here's my question for you. WHO is the person you can't stand right now. Got them in your mind? Now ask yourself, what does this remind me of in myself? Sit with that. It's going to hurt. It's supposed to. Because that pain is the door to your freedom.
You know, we had just spent the last few minutes together exploring these incredible individuals who have shaped our world in ways most people never realize. If you found even one of these stories eye-opening, imagine what else you're missing out on. Here's the thing. There are thousands more people like this. Unsung heroes, hidden pioneers, forgotten rebels who deserve to have their stories told. And I'm committed to bringing you a new batch every single week. So if you think more people need to know these names, hit that subscribe button. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and honestly, you'll be supporting the kind of content that doesn't just entertain, it educates. Plus, I've got an amazing topic coming next week that's going to blow your mind. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.